Also going to test recording both you and I.
Wait a minute. I don't have my headphones on, and they're all tangled up. I can't hear you. I'm sorry, what was that?
I was just going to say I'm also going to test recording both my feed and your feed at the same time. Plus the main feed, plus stream, so this all goes kaput.
Fun stuff.
I think the computer can handle it though, not a problem. The darndest time finding the live videos that we've composed in Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know how to get back to it. I thought it would be in Creator Studio.
It should be.
I'm not, unless I'm just not seeing it. They don't have anything on the left-hand menu that says live videos. I don't know why. All right, it must be, something must be live because Lawrence has already shared it.
Oh, good. We love Lawrence. Yay.
Yes. I'll have to figure that out. Can you log into your... Actually, I can log in over
here. Facebook?
Yeah. Just curious. I'm assuming we're streaming. I'm not getting any errors. I just can't figure out how to actually see. Do I log into what's currently going on?
Going live with the countdown clock.
Yeah, it does. I would like to be able to actually get back in and see all of the
other ones?
No, I'd like to be able to see comments. I would like to be able to see our analytics, our that it's actually working.
Well, we'll have to look at it.
Yep. They don't make it easy. YouTube makes it very easy to just you go back to your live.
It's just because you're a YouTube person.
I don't know.
Is it not registering in your brain?
I'm pushing buttons all over Facebook and I'm like, where's...
Are you looking for insights or what are you looking for?
I found it. I had to edit details. Well, because I want to make sure, is it actually streaming? Is it a good stream? Is the signal getting cut out? All that information, I'm like, I can't see anything. So I found it though, finally.
Okay. Like I said, you're a YouTube guy, so that's going to be easier for you.
A little easier for me, I guess. This music isn't too bad. It's not super exciting, but
yeah, it's not bad though. At least it's happy.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt the ears after 30 seconds, so I do appreciate that. All right, we got a 1 minute countdown, folks. 1 minute until live.
So excited.
49. 40, that's probably probably too early. And right, here we go. It is Tuesday. It is 4 o'clock, and there's where my audio stuff just went away. I was going to try and fade the music down softly as we transitioned
cool. Okay.
and when I went to go look at it on my other screen, it wasn't there. I'm like, so anyway.
Well, you're only dealing with what, 3, 4 screens today?
Only 3 screens today.
Oh,
so
only 3.
I think we're only going to be using 2 of them, and then I just got to make sure I look into the camera. That's the other fun part about live streaming, as we know. Last week, we talked about stuff. We talked about kind of what to expect with live streaming events this year. We talked about hybrid, some of the marketing, what's going to be the difference for event planners versus live streamers. So if you missed that as an audience, feel free to check out that previous show from last week. And one of the things that we hinted at, Sue, for this week's show was a way of being able to put on a conference, a virtual conference, but have it more than just us pushing content or whoever the promotion is just pushing content out to the audience. And then you get trapped, just like a Zoom meeting where it's like, oh, I can either be on or I can be off. There's really no in between. And that is giving you the flexibility, the creative abilities to kind of wander around.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We mentioned AirMeet. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, very excited about that as a virtual platform that is, while it does have its quirks and there's
Are you going to do our intro?
Oh, we got to do an intro. I'm going to do an intro. Here we go. Thank you. Here we go. Sometimes it's all the details, right? It's all in the details.
I know, exactly. It's all the little details. But yes, we talked about AirMeet. I love AirMeet. I have been working with this platform now for the last couple of weeks, and I'm like really kind of having a little love affair with the AirMeet.
You are.
Platform.
I mean, I've been impressed with the amount of time that you've been spending on the platform. And this is like technology, which is typically not your favorite place to spend. You'd rather be in person. Let's go out and have lunch. Let's get the girls together. Hang out in the hot tub with some friends. There are better things to do than kind of like sit on a computer and go, oh my gosh, this is.
I know.
Yeah, well, you've been geeking out a little.
I have been geeking out a little bit. It's exciting just finding out all of the capabilities of this platform. And the reason why I'm spending so much time is it actually is so very user friendly. That's what I love about it. It makes sense in my brain. It's easy to navigate. There's not a lot of, you got layers of things to try to find where things are. It's super, super easy to use. And there are a lot of details to setting up those events and everything. But to navigate it is it's so easy. I'm loving it.
Yeah. And just so everybody knows, this is not a paid promotion. We paid for a version of AirMeet. We've been using it. And so we're just kind of letting people know what's out there because it was new to us. AirMeet's been around. They started in 2019. I forget if it was like Q3 or Q4 of 2019. So they came on board right at the right time to be able to do these virtual conferences. And this all stemmed from the fact that while we were putting on virtual events, people were loving it, great quality. There's just a lack of interaction. It's great that you can go into chat and that you can leave comments, but everything that we've seen up until now with AirMeet. And just so people know, there's other products. There's Hopin,
Yes,
there's Cvent.
absolutely.
There's a number of other platforms
Whole
that are
bunch of
out
them.
there. I just don't think if you're not in the virtual live meeting workspace, you're probably
Right.
not going to know about them. And so we're bringing AirMeet because the fact that Sue has enjoyed working with it, and it really brings in a lot of the social engagement piece that we've been really looking for that's been missing.
Yes.
It was like, okay, this is a no-brainer to pay the money and start using this as a platform.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives a lot of flexibility. And I like that. I mean, it's really like the idea of, taking an in-person event where you literally, if you went to a convention or an expo or something like that, you would walk from place to place. You would be at the main stage. You would be going into another area where you could go and mingle with people. You'd
Right.
be going into the exhibit booths, the
Mm-hmm.
space. And so these are, it's all there, which I just love that you can kind of meander around and go to different places. I want to have choice, and if I get bored really easily, I get bored really easily.
You don't
I
get
can
bored
go.
really easily. Come
I
on.
can go find something else and maybe have the opportunity to meet some people that
Right.
are there too. I like that portion of it too, where it's like I might meet somebody new. How cool is that?
And we haven't
So
even
I'm
talked
loving.
about the speed networking aspect of it yet either.
I
Yeah.
know. So much fun. I
All
can't wait.
right.
So, are you going to do a little screen share?
I'm going
And
to do a little screen share. So let's go ahead and cut over to that. And then you
yeah.
start talking. I'm trying to bring up some
Okay.
stuff on the other computer here while you're chatting.
Okay. So this is kind of a landing page. This is an event that we created kind of as a training to see how the product works. And we haven't quite launched the event yet. So you'll notice it just says add to calendar in the little purple bluish box there. And a countdown timer of when that event is going to happen. So you can add it to your calendar. You can copy the link so that you've got it all ready to go. If you scroll down, it'll tell you a little bit about the event. It'll tell you about the sessions. So the different speakers, we've got just some sample things in here, but you can put in descriptions. It'll tell you who the speaker is and the different times, and you can add all those. This event will get added to your calendar, and then once we go to the event, you can actually add these particular sessions to your calendar and your schedule for the event, which is really cool too. It'll tell you who the speakers are. Right now we've got one. It's the other Ryan. That's that's Ryan's alter ego.
Yes. Give me another 5 years, and this right here, folks, will be me.
It also has the hosts, which right now it's me and Ryan. So we hosting those speakers to bring them on stage, just as you would as if it were a live in-person event, a host on stage doing an introduction, and then bringing on those speakers, which I really like that feature as well. And then, of course, if you're hosting an event and you've got sponsors, you want to give them a little bit of love, there is the sponsor area there, and those are all linked to those sponsors right directly to their webpage, which is really cool. So that kind of is an overview. If you've been invited to an event or you've gotten tickets to this event, here it is right here, and we're just kind of waiting right now for it to start.
Right. And
That's where
if
we
you
are with
hadn't
this.
signed up, this add to calendar button would actually would invite you to sign up. So this is something that you have to actually sign up to be to participate in. May it be
Yes.
free or if you want to charge. But ultimately you do have to sign up into AirMeet, just like if you were going to do a Zoom account,
Right, exactly.
you would potentially have them sign into Zoom in order to join
Correct.
your meeting. So
Yes,
let's go ahead and
exactly.
get this meeting started. So this is a little bit of the back end that you're seeing. We're going to go ahead and start this AirMeet now so that it's quote unquote live. And then it is going to refresh. Let me get rid of that page while it is refreshing. And we are getting ready to go live. All right, there we
Yeah,
go.
so this is so once the event has started and it is technically live, this is the main page that you would go to. This is considered the reception area. So it gives you a little bit of, and obviously you're seeing the branding, the big event That's the branding, the colors, the imaging, that can all be customized, which is really cool. And then it'll show you kind of, here's some of the sessions that are coming up. And it'll also tell you the other features that are kind of toggling there, where there's some of the speakers, the exhibit booths in the arena, and also the chat lounge. So these are kind of the highlights of what's going on during this event. And then you can scroll down a little bit and you'll see there again are the event partners with the links.
All right.
So on the right hand,
I was going to say, this is kind of like walking into the event.
Yes.
You know, when you've walked into the event hall, you've registered, you've got your little tag, and now it's like, okay, do I want to go to the left? Do I want to go to the right? Do I go straight ahead? Where do I start? So that's kind of, I forget, they call this this is the reception.
Reception, yes, the reception area. And on the right-hand side, you'll notice there's some chat going on right there. So this is you'll notice this at the main event there. And then you can also find people. So if you click on the people tab that we're on right there, you'll see all of the attendees that are there, and you can go find them, click on them, get their information. You can direct message them to say, hey, go meet me in a chat lounge, or I'm going to go to this session. Which session are you going to? You can have that private direct message with people there, and then also have the main chat for the entire event. So that's kind of where all the chatting goes.
I just added myself to the other computer. So, you know, you imagine, and where Sue's head is and my head is, all of this, if you had 100 people, it would be all these different images of people that you could then connect with if you wanted to, and invite them into the lounge or have a chat with them, whatever you want. We'll get into the lounge and all of that in a little bit.
Exactly. So that's kind of where you can just chat in general to anyone, and also make comments during the general event, just some general comments on the entire event. And then you go back to the left, next down from the reception, the next one down is
sessions.
Yeah, over there is sessions. So this is going to show all of the different speakers and the sessions that are available, and they're right there. Since both of us are admins, we are actually considered hosts, if you will. So ours has the little yellow button that says go backstage. So that's where we would go backstage with our speakers and get them ready, make sure their cameras are working, and then be able to then go live with that session for everybody to go. And once that session goes live, even if you're somewhere else, if you're in a chat room or you're somewhere else, it'll give you a little alert to say, hey, this session is now live. So you can go to the sessions, you click on that, and you can jump right in and see the presentation. The presentation area, I think, is really cool too. You can send some. Well, have we started it? I don't know if you started it or not. But...
We haven't gone live. No, I just started this over here, my other computer, just so people can see. And I think I've got a mic open. Let me turn this mic off. There we go.
Okay.
Just so you can kind of see what it would look like. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just wanted to, if we started it, I wanted to see what it would look like to do some, throw some emojis and do a raising of hands and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not able, because I'm not a host. I'm just an organizer. I'm not able to actually start the session.
Okay, so no problem. So you will see on the right now where the chat was. Now you're in a session chat. So there's a main feed for this particular session. There's also a Q&A tab. If you click on the Q&A tab, you can ask a question, and that way the speaker or the moderator can see it, ask the question, and you can actually, we can say that, yep, the question has been answered, and then we can go on to the next one. The other thing you can go to is the raise hand feature, which is a little bit different than in Zoom. In Zoom, the raise hand feature kind of puts you in a queue to be, to go to. That's a little bit different. It brings you right up on stage, which is so cool. I always like to just imagine this as if you actually were in person. So if you're at the stage and you are you're watching somebody speaking on the stage, and you raise your hand, well, that moderator or the host or even the speaker can say, yep, bring that person up on stage, and boom, there they are They're right next to you. They can ask the question, and then you can remove them from the stage. We can on the back
Right.
end.
Yeah.
So I really like that feature. I think that's really cool. And then, of course, if you're watching, you also can throw some little emojis, some little hearts, and little happy faces, and all the little thanks, the little praying hands, and everything. I love that. I think it's fun, giving them some love. So that's kind of the session. So if we go back to the main sessions, you can see all of the sessions. You'll notice in the top left of the sessions, it says my session. This is all sessions are being shown right now. Now, if you are a viewer and not like a backstage person like us, it would say add to my schedule. So you could add whatever you want to your schedule. And then if you go to my schedule, it'll show you what you selected. This is great if you are having multiple sessions at multiple, like the same times. Like there might be 3 different sessions from 9 to 10, and you have to pick one.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can put it into your schedule. So I think that's a pretty cool feature, just as if we were in person.
Right.
I just love this.
And the other thing that's really nice about this is that when you, sorry, I gotta push the right button here. When you are just an end user and the session goes live, there is an announcement at the top.
Exactly.
It's just a little text box shows up that says, hey, blah, 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 session has started, to let people know. And additionally, what's also really nice is that from a host point of view, is if you get somebody on who's maybe a guest, they're going to be talking, and you can't find them, you can actually click a button. To the backstage. Yeah, and it basically says, "Hey, come backstage." So there's some of that, and then you were also talking about earlier today. We were doing a demo with a client, and the fact that if you've got a business associate, so who's ever presenting, if they go, hey, could we get Bob up, or Jane, or whoever it is, I would love to bring them up. As a host, you can actually identify them in the audience and then invite them onto the stage also. And when you're on stage, it's live like this, or live like Zoom, if you will. And the system will automatically, if you have 2 up, it's side by side. If you get 3, then it's 2 up plus a third person, and it automatically resizes. And I believe you can have a maximum of 9 people. 9. And that includes the host. With AirMeet, they recommend a maximum of 6, just because the quality, you are dealing with kind of a smaller space, because there's the branding around the actual screen. And then you also have all of the conversational pieces, the chat on the right-hand side. So the actual stage screen is not full size. It's going to be a little bit reduced. Yes.
So, I mean, I just love this. I think it's great. And like I said, if you are, you're looking at these sessions, and maybe for whatever reason, there's a speaker that you're kind of like, I'm not really into it, or this isn't what I thought it was. I want to go do something else. Normally you would be kind of locked in, especially if you were watching a webinar that's very static, and you're just kind of like there, and you're like, well, I want to see the next speaker, but this guy's on right now and he's not thrilling me. So the cool thing about
you just bounce out.
You just bounce out, but you're not bouncing out completely. You're still part of the event. You have the opportunity to go and into those chat rooms, as we mentioned. So if we want to go to that, we can go to the lounges. So on the left-hand side, that again is your navigation. You're going to go to the lounges. So these are all chat lounges that you can jump in on to meet other people. And if you had a friend that was going to be at the event, you could go find them in the friends and say, hey, meet me in chat room number 1. These can all be customized with names too. So it can be chat room number 1. We can put a name on it, a title. If it's like, hey, this is the room where you have to tell a dumb dad joke. It's the dad joke chat room. You could do something silly like that. So it has all of these different things, and we can fully customize all of that. And you can jump in and jump out anytime you want. At the top right, kind of in the purple, it says start speed networking. If you're at an event where you've got a lot of people, it's like, if you had at least, 50, maybe even 25, but think about a couple hundred. if you opt in to do the speed networking, like Ryan has just done, there's nobody else there, but if there were a bunch of people, it would automatically find someone to pop him into a chat room. So there's just the two of you, and it's a timed chat room, and we can set the timer to, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And when that time is up, it bounces you out, bounces you back into another one with another person. So it literally is speed networking. So just imagine if you had a huge event, even with thousands of people. We're able to get how many attendees on this, Ryan?
100,000.
100,000 attendees. So, it's if you want to go to an event like that, now that is some speed networking. I would be digging on that big time. Like I would just do a whole event of speed networking with 100,000 people. Oh my God, it would just go on forever. It'd be so much fun.
And if people are wondering with that, if as the events get larger, these tables will expand so you can have up to 8 people in a table.
Yes.
And
Yes,
they
correct.
will automatically expand as needed.
Yes, exactly, all the way to 8.
Yeah.
But I like having the different themes where you really can just like jump in from here to there, and if depending on what your topic is, there may be some specific things you want to get people into chat rooms and be able to chat in those.
Yep.
And then, so if you're kind of like, okay, I'm over the chatting, I'm ready to do something else. You can then go back on the left-hand side of your navigation. You can go to the arena. So this is just like going to the exhibit hall. So you can jump in here. Every single one of these booths is branded. So if you are putting on an event and you are having booths, they are fully customizable. The other thing you can do is add a video. There is a little video right there as a promotion. So this arena is open at any time during the entire event. So if this is your booth and maybe you happen to be one of the speakers also and you're speaking and you can't be in your booth in those chat rooms right there, you've got that video for people to stop in, see what you're doing. If you've got a show offer, a lot of times you go to these shows and it's like, oh, get the 50% off, for being a show attendee. That's kind of where you can do that. And as mentioned then right here, these are specific chat rooms for this booth. So representatives from this company can be in the chat room for you to jump in and say, hey, I want to know more about what you're doing. I like this. I have questions about that. And you can get in those chat rooms. So I love this too. Like I said, you can go in and chat with somebody. You can go through, see who's there. I love going to in-person events where you get to go to different booths, see what they've got to offer, meet new people, find out what kind of discounts or freebies I can get. And you can kind of pop through that whole exhibit hall and explore that way too. So all of this stuff is all available the entire duration of the event. So,
right. And the other thing I'd like to note is that you can actually chat while you're in here also. So as an example, if I want to, oh, that was wonderful. Here's a copy of that book that I've been reading. I can share that. I can send somebody an email address. And this would go to the entire table at this point because it's called table chat at this point. But additionally, you can also do share screen. So if I wanted to share screen, I would have the ability to do that from these individual tables if you wanted to. And then, of course, if I'm done, I just go ahead and leave the table.
Right. I mean, I love this from, a representative standpoint. If you are the representative for this company and you're in that chat room and you're like, okay, hey, you know what? I want to give you a little bit more information. Let me share this screen. I've got a PowerPoint I can show you real quick, or I can show you an example, or this is our website, any of those things. And then, of course, within this page here, the booth itself, there are some links as well. If you go up on the right there, link to the website, it'll take you to the website, link to any social media, goes directly to that company's social media. And then also you can add in other resources, which I think is pretty cool too. If you've got a certain sponsor or a certain product that you use that you want to show people, it's a link right there. And you can just tell people, just click on that link right there. It'll take you right to get the freebie or sign up on your landing page or anything like that. It's all right there. So this is it's pretty slick, pretty slick.
Right. And the other thing that you can do is you can capture people's emails address.
Yes,
So if you do have
exactly.
an offer and you want to let people know, hey, let me, in order to get the offer, send me your email address. It's kind of a way to qualify. So if people are willing to
Yes.
click the button that says I'm interested,
Yep.
then you've probably pre-qualified them, and you get that information at the end of the event.
Exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, it's pretty cool from an attendee standpoint. I love going to conventions and expos and all of that, and I'm really missing that.
Yeah.
So this kind of, I really like this. It seems fun to me, and it seems very interactive, and the opportunity to kind of move around and have choice. I like having
Right.
choice.
Yeah. And I think that's the key thing, right? Is the ability, one, you have choice. If I want to go to the main stage and check out one of the what sessions currently playing. And additionally, you can have overlapping sessions. So sometimes
Mhm.
some conferences have two tracks because they have two
Right.
types of audience. They have audience A and audience B. And while
Yes.
the content is, in general is the same, their specific needs for track A and track B are different. So you can actually
Right.
have two sessions running at the same
Same
time,
time.
and people can choose whichever one they want to go into. And then if, you're not interested, you just bounce out, go into the, I want to call it the lobby, but it's the lounge,
Yes.
and go see who's there, and
Yeah.
start networking and connecting with people, especially if you're a vendor. Start
Yes.
engaging with people and seeing what's going on. And then also with the vendor booths is it doesn't just have to be one person. You could have multiple people
Yes.
that are signed in, and so individual tables could be
Hmm.
set up for whatever types
Right.
of Q&A, and then you just need a representative. And the other thing is people are not just using this for conferences. They're using it for large corporations are using them from group meetings where
Hmm.
you come into the main hall and the CEO or the manager talks. And then it's like, okay, go into the I keep on
Lounge, chat
they
lounge.
use different names than what I would use. So yeah,
Of
so
course.
you could go into the arena and it's like, okay, marketing, go into the marketing booth. Sales,
Right.
go into the sales booth, and then you could have breakout sessions there. And on
Exactly.
the back end, once everything's closed out and the air meet is over, the conference is over, there is a final report that lets you know how many people, how long did they
Yes.
say, how many connections were made. There's a lot of analytics that are then
Yes.
shared and used. So there's a use case with bump, bump, bump. I forget. But anyway, it was CE's continuing education credits. So
Oh, right.
people are having
Yes.
to do training. But part of the training is that in order to maintain your license or your certificate, you actually have to have X number of hours of
Right.
continued education that's trackable.
Yep.
With AirMeet, it'll actually track that. So if you need that type of information, it can be provided.
Exactly. Exactly. And we're planning actually a couple of events right now. That's really exciting. And one of the ones that we're doing is coming up February 12th. It's the Galentine's Girl Therapy
Galentine's.
Virtual Expo. We're going to have all kinds of ladies doing all kinds of fun stuff. And I've got a couple of gals that are going to be doing some drink demos. Come on, drink demos, wine tasting, little chocolate tasting, and of course, all kinds of good self care, ladies. Self care. We love that. So I'm looking
Self-care is
forward to
always
that.
good. Well, don't you have do you have a card reader or a psychic, or you've got some fun things going on.
I've got an intuitive coming. I've got a gal who's, you can grow your own vegetables at home with a tower garden, like even in an apartment.
All right.
It's pretty killer. Like there's all kinds of really, really cool things,
All right.
essential oils, and you can get some of these packs sent to you ahead of time, the
Ahead of
essential
time.
oils, the wine, the gin, the chocolates, so
Ooh.
that you have them for the event. So it
Right.
really is, it's virtual, but you still get the experience. So
And
I'm really
you'll be
excited
dropping
about
a
it.
link for those that are interested. You'll be
Yes.
dropping a link down below, correct?
Yep. And you can go to girltherapyexpo.com and register. There you
Oh,
go.
is the site up?
Mm. The site is up.
Oh, good. Wow.
It's,
That was quick.
it's
Good
ready.
job.
I know. I've been
I gotta
working
pull it up
hard.
now. I was going to show Girl Therapy Expo.
Expo. It just goes to the Eventbrite page right now.
Oh,
But it
okay.
gives you all, it'll give you all the information, tell you who's going to be there, who the speakers are. We've got some amazing keynote speakers
Ooh,
that are just,
Letitia.
yeah, that are just absolutely dynamic women that you do not want to miss. And then these are just a few of our booths. I've got more, but these are just a few of them. Some fun stuff. So,
Oh, very cool. And if people don't
and the
know,
opportunity for these ladies to come, for all of us to come and connect. It's our
yeah.
girl therapy. We need some girl therapy, ladies. That's what we're
And
doing.
this is all going to be, yeah, this is all going to be on AirMeet. I'll be there, but
Yes.
I'll be in the background.
Yes. They'll be
And
wearing a wig. Just kidding.
yeah, well, go careful the hair. And for those of you that don't know, if you're watching this on Facebook, Facebook has its own show called, and I just lost the name of it
Oh
for Letitia,
man.
that with Mike Rowe. It is,
Oh, yeah.
oh, I can't believe I totally forgot about it.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, Letitia, is it Letitia? Letitia?
Letitia.
Okay, Letitia was on there, and it is a great show. She has a wonderful nonprofit, and if I'm not mistaken, proceeds go to the nonprofit.
Yes, correct.
And yeah,
Yeah,
so
all of our so for this event, there is a small fee. It's $20, but there's a 50% discount code. It's in the description, so you can get it for $10. And all the money that we're raising is going to go to 3 different nonprofits that are associated with our 3 amazing speakers. So
all right,
it's win-win-win.
wonderful.
You gotta come. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and then speaking about pricing, the other, I think the last thing we should do as far, hey, kitty. always got to know what's going on.
That's right.
For those of you that are interested in AirMeet and pricing, they do have a free version up to 100 registrants. That's per event. And then you're allowed to have one organizer as host. They can only be public, and it's going to be a standard definition, which doesn't look good, by the way. They have an HD and a standard def. And the SD looks really bad. I'm just letting you know.
Yes, it does.
But
It does.
you can test it out. You can test it out. All you got to do is just go to AirMeet. Again, we're not promoting, well, I mean, we're promoting it, but we're not getting paid. There's no affiliate link or anything like that. And then for $99 a month, you get an organizer plus 10 co-hosts. You can have public, private. You get the HD, which is really important as far as I'm concerned. And then you get the analytics and the live support. And by the way, their live support is literally you go to an AirMeet, and then they have a bunch of chat rooms set up with their tech people in there, and you just log in and you talk to them. So
and you're right there. Yeah, it's
you're
like
right
instant.
there. So
you get instant live chat. It's like amazing, like with a real person.
so
Oh my gosh, real
and
people.
it's nice in the fact that if you have a question, you're not able to find it. And I would also say that their FAQ section, their training is all very well. It's very good. And if you're a new user who's logging into AirMeet, they have one of those little overlay things where it kind of goes, hey, over here is sessions, and this is what you'll find. And then you click next, and it'll say, over here is where you chat. So it kind of walks you through a little short tutorial. So it's been a quality product so far.
So far, I'm really impressed. Like I said, it's easy to use for me because I always say I'm low techie. I'm low techie, and if I can do it,
yeah,
I'm figuring it out. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool program.
All right, cool. With that, I don't think we have anything else to talk about for today.
If not for today, I'm sure there's more next week.
There is more next week. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, feel free. Go ahead, do it, like it, share it, all that type of fun stuff. If you have thoughts, suggestions on what you're interested in, may it be technology, may it be how to, whatever it is regarding live streaming, feel free to reach out to us in the chat below. We're both very active as far as responding to people and helping people out in the best ways that we can.
Yeah, and if you've got a different platform that's different from AirMeet, maybe similar but different, we'd love to hear about that too, because we want to know about all the good stuff out there. There's lots of
good stuff. All the good stuff. All right. With that, I will see you next week, 4 o'clock, same channel, same location. I hope everybody has a great day.